Scorpio. I do surround us with the divine white light. What comes through me is not of me, and we just have a good time. This divination reading is for Scorpio for the month of July 2015. We're going to shuffle a few more times, and it feels like they really want to jump out here. Scorpio? Okay, on the bottom, we have the Fool. That childlike attitude, the new beginnings beneath you, what you have to work with. In your first house position, we have the Five of Swords, the defeat. What is it that you feel that just isn't right, Scorpio? Now, a little bit later on, we're going to be talking about the astrological aspects, and considering that you have Saturn in here right now, Scorpio, it's no wonder that you are a little bit on edge. Saturn is that teacher. So I don't even have to ask, why you are feeling this way, because Saturn, that teacher, is banging on you. It's have you learned your lessons? If you haven't learned your lessons, Scorpio, it's coming back to bite your butt. Okay? So the second house, we have the Princess of Cups. The second house is your finances, your personal possessions, and that seems to be flowing well. In your third house of short distance travel and communications. Symbolically, this card is saying buy warranties, insurance, watch your contracts, because it might feel like Mercury retrograde is continuing this month. In your fourth house, your home. Abandoned success. What is it with you this month, Scorpio, that there are things that are throwing you a little bit off balance? In your fifth house, the Hierophant, are you planning on taking a break from it all and just getting away because the pressure is piling up a little bit too much? It's causing some a little bit emotional frays around the edges. Now, in your sixth house of work and health, you have the Seven of Wands, the Valor. Work seems to be going well for the month of July, but there's some personal issues that you are dealing with. In the seventh house of relationships, you have the Six of Cups, and it's like, yeah, relationships are looking good this month of July. In the eighth house, we have the Seven of Cups and the illusionary success. What is it? Have you used someone's money unwisely and now it's coming back to bite your butt? Remember, when we practice to deceive, what a tangled web we weave. Honesty is always the best policy, especially in the times that we are in, because when we lie, planetarily, it's going to expose us as liars. So, be honest. Then you don't have to remember what story you told. It makes it much easier when you are honest. In your ninth house. Sorry about that, people. I had to take a drink. The Prince of Wands. Wands. Wands is work. And the 9th house is higher learning, long distance travels. So are you planning to go back to school? Are you teaching? What are you teaching? Are you teaching things that make you happy? The Valor beside in the work, it's taking it up, taking your life into your own hands. And in the 10th house, in the career house, you have the Magician. So even though the money coming in from other people that was expected and didn't come in, try not to get too upset over it. Yes, it is upsetting. I'm not saying that it's not, but you have the magic to make things happen in your career. You have the magic to make things happen in your work. So just a heads up that there are some issues that are coming, and spotting them, identifying. When you identify a problem, you can find a solution. But until you identify what the problem is, it is hard to find a solution. Now, your friends and associates, you have the Strength card. So relying on your friends in times of need is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength, because you do have those that you can lean on. And this month of July, you might be doing a little bit more leaning, but that will be good for you. Now, the 5 of Pentacles, the material trouble in the 12th house. Those are your secret enemies, your hidden enemies, the jails, the institutions, things that people don't want to talk about, okay? And with the Pentacles in there, looking at it, it's what it's telling me is a lot of what you are going through is internal. Internal. Not eternal like it's gonna last forever. I'm sorry for saying that word, because it's internalizing. It's coming within. You know, it's coming close to home. The emotions, the communications that are close to home. There's some issues dealing in there. Now, as I said, we have Saturn in the 1st house, so Saturn's that teacher, you know. We have Sagittarius in the 2nd house of other people's money. So, or I'm sorry, not other people's money, your finances. The fun, you know, you have the money in there, and you would like to go and spend, but judging on, I would hold on to it and not blow it. Spend what you need, but hold the rest for the month of July. You have Capricorn, and Pluto is in Capricorn. And Pluto is that death, regeneration, rebirth. So are there new talks that are going on? Have there been talks that have stopped or stalled? That's going to be changing. Things are going to be changing in your communication, short distance travels. You're okay. You're okay. Pluto's in there. Things are changing. We're going to have to go with the flow. Aquarius is down here in your 4th house of partnerships. And what is it? What is it in the home? What is it? 4th house of home. I'm sorry. Gee whiz. I'm not even tired, and I sound like I'm stumbling, but that could be divine. That's just speaking through me and telling me things like usual. Okay, here we have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant in the 5th house of fun and family resources. Chiron, the wounded healer, is in there. And also Neptune. And they are both in retrograde. So that Hierophant, if you are planning on going on a sabbatical, taking a trip, and going camping, I mean, it looks good. It looks like it's needed. It looks like it would be healing. You need to get away to think things out. How do I need to handle the things that are going on that I'm having a hard time dealing with? Take your friends, take a trip, and it will bring a new change for you. In the 6th house, we have Aries, and we also have Uranus. And Uranus is that unexpected. It's changes. It's unusual. And it's in your 6th house of work. Are you planning on doing some changing? You're good at what you do. So if you're not happy where you are at, I'm sure that there are other places in order to go to be happier than you are right now. Okay? So we have in the 9th house, we have Taurus, grounded. See, there I did it again. I said 9th house, and it should have been 7th house. Wow, that's really interesting. When I do that, I have to say, okay, what are you trying to tell me? What am I missing? Is that something that you need to learn about your partnerships? You know, the higher learning, the long distance travel, or are you going on a long trip to see someone that you are in a partnership with and you are very happy about it? You know, are you in a partnership with someone who is far away and you are planning to go and see them? So that's that could be why some of you are feeling not so great, because your partner is far away and it's putting a stress and strain on it. In the 8th house, you have Gemini. Gemini, the communication. Where's the communication not coming out right? Communication about other people's money. Are we not being honest about other people's money? Is other people not being honest with us? Gemini, I mean, that's something that you have to consider. I mean, Mercury and Gemini, and I'm not saying Gemini people, I'm just saying Gemini in your 8th house, the duel, the battle with other people's money, the Mercury, the communication. Mercury is going to be moving quickly in the month of July. It does start out in your 8th house at 17 degrees of Gemini, but by the 9th it's up here at 0 degrees of Cancer. So it's going to be in Cancer until the 24th when it moves down here into Leo. That's Mercury, your communication, how you communicate. In your 9th house, we also have Mars, and that's Cancer in your 9th house. And Mars is work, it's energy, it's anger, and war, aggression in the 9th house of higher learning and long distance travels. Are you learning history and why there are wars? You know, why do we have wars? You know, do wars really work? Is there a solution found in wars that we could not find in peace? Do we need war in order to solve problems? Now, also in your ninth house, you have the sun. The sun is at 8 degrees of Cancer at the beginning of the month, and both Mercury and the sun are going to be conjunct on the 24th at 0 degrees of Leo. And then it moves on. Okay, sorry about that slight interruption there. Okay, so let's go back to the 10th house. Now, I was saying about you have the magic to make things happen in your career. And you also have Jupiter in Leo right there in your career house. So Jupiter is multiplying. It's a beneficial. It's blessing you in your career house right now. And you also have Venus in there. Venus starts out at 21 degrees of Leo. And on the 19th, it goes to 0 degrees of Virgo. And it stays at 0 degrees until the 25th when it goes retrograde. And it's going to go back into Leo again. So, your career is banging this month, Scorpio. So, remember that. It might be more towards the end of the month that you are seeing the communications mashing up with what you think should be. But that's okay. It's getting better. No pity parties this month, Scorpio. In your 11th house, it is Virgo. It is that organization, the analytical, checking out your friends. Are your friends, who are the friends that you're going to take on that trip? That's going to be interesting. Are they the good ones, the positive ones that always feed you and you them? Or are they these psychic vampires who suck the energy out of you and you feel totally drained every time you are hanging around them? If that's the case, they're not really friends. They're just energy suckers. Okay? And I did say suckers. I didn't say... Okay. Then, in your 12th house. 12th house, we have Libra. And Libra is the balance. And you have the North Node there. And the North Node is retrograde for the most part of the month, other than a couple of days going direct. But it's retrograde from 2 to 5 degrees in Libra. So where is that balance? We're looking for balance this month, Scorpio. And the balance, look within. Look within. Now, the full moon on the 2nd, well, depending, some is the 1st, some is the 2nd, in Capricorn. And Capricorn is in your 3rd house. So, at the 1st of the month, get rid of what's not working. Talk about what's not working, because if you don't talk about it at the beginning of the month, it's going to follow you all the way through. So say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean, but get it out. Speak up. Speak up or forever hold your peace, and then you keep it internal, and then it festers and dwells, and resentments are like swallowing poison and waiting for someone else to die. So, speak up. No sense in holding it in and making yourself sick. Okay. The new moon on the 16th in Cancer, and that is in your 9th house. New beginnings. New beginnings for you in the 9th house of long-distance travel and higher learning. So what's coming up? Get it out at the beginning of the month, Scorpio, so that you can enjoy the rest of it. The full moon on the 31st. in Aquarius, and that is in your 4th house of home. So there's going to be some changes for you in the month of July 2015, Scorpio. So try not to be like your usual self and keep it inside so much, okay? Because when you do that, you're only hurting yourself. You know, that self-crucifixion, you know, stabbing yourself in the back, okay? So get it out this month. Don't be buying your friends, because if you have to buy your friends, they're not friends either. The good thing is about the bad times is that you find out who your good friends are. So if nothing else, be very grateful that your friends have been weeded out. Okay? You will find comfort in your real friends. So, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you would like a personal reading, I would be most happy to do that for you. So, just contact me, mysticglowlady@gmail.com. And Scorpio, I will speak to you again in August. So, see ya, love ya, bye.